Hi, I'm Doug McKinlay and you're watching Adorama TV. For today's episode, I'm going to look at a way for photographers to save a buck or two. For those of you into the photographic arts, you know how expensive it is. In fact, I'd call it a money pit. But there are ways to save some money by doing a little DIY, do it yourself. So today I'm going to build a ground pod out of bits and bobs I found around the kitchen and in the garden shed. A ground pod is a camera support primarily used by wildlife photographers to get an ant-side view of their subjects. Now these are commercially available. In fact, Adorama sells a good one, but with a little foresight, a little ingenuity, you can build your own for about 10 bucks. So just before we get started, here's what we'll need. A marker pen, a straight edge, which can be a ruler, in this case it's a little level, a Phillips head screwdriver, a 1-inch hex head bolt threaded for your tripod head, an old frying pan, I do stress an old frying pan, a tripod head, a set of Allen keys, a drill, some drill bits, and an old shoelace. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is find the center of the pan, the back side of the pan. And that's where your straight edge and your marker pen come into play. So the next step is taking your drill and a small drill bit to drill a pilot hole in the bottom of your pan in order to guide your bigger drill bit that should be the size of your bolt. Now from there, what we got to do next is find the correct drill bit the size of our bolt. Now this is simple. I got a whole set of bits here. I'm just going to grab the one that corresponds to it by checking the thickness. That looks about right. So once again, we mount it into our drill. Tighten up the chuck key. You might have to put a bit of weight into this one. Make sure you're holding the pan so it doesn't skip out from underneath you, and drill away. Right, pretty straightforward. Once you've got your primary hole drilled, take your bolt and check to see if it fits. Just like that. We flip it over, we see it sticking through the bottom of the pan. We're almost there. The next step with this pan is to get rid of the handle. Now, there is no rule to say you have to get rid of the handle, but I just think it looks a little funny with the handle on it. So either it's your choice, get rid of it or keep it. So we take a Phillips head screwdriver and we undo the bolt. So that's almost it. It's that simple. Now, the single biggest problem of making your own ground pod is the bolt. It gets lost pretty easily. So what I'm doing is I'm taking an old shoelace and tying it around the back end of the bolt, like this, and then through the hole where the handle was. Now I do suggest that you maybe glue this on with some super glue so it doesn't move, or you can use wire, or if you really want to, you can put a washer on there and glue that directly to the bottom of the pan and just spin the head onto the bolt. But for the moment, I'm just going to leave it out. I'm just going to show you the attachment. It's very simple. It goes through the hole, thusly, Take your tripod head. Now one small thing before we put this on is make sure that your tripod, the tightening arm on your tripod, tightens above the bottom plate of the tripod. Because if it tightens below it, you obviously can't tighten it up because it'll hit the pan. It's easy to adjust just on this, using your hex head Allen keys to take it apart, move the tripod, or sorry, move the action arm up a little bit, tightens above the bottom of the plate. Simply tighten it up. Once you've got it finger tight, then you use your Allen key, Allen wrench. Find the right one that fits. Hold the tripod head. Insert your Allen key into the hex head of your bolt and give it a good, not too much, but a good solid turn. It's not coming off of there. Now, all we've got to do is test it out. So it's time to mount a camera and lens on the ground pod. Now, as I said previously, the ground pod is mostly for wildlife photographers. Therefore, we'll be using longer lenses. In this case, it's a 300mm f4. As you can see, I'm mounting the camera onto the pod with the collar on the lens, the tripod collar on the lens. This helps to balance the whole setup. It takes the stress off the coupling between the camera body and the lens. So we're going to take it into the garden and we're going to give it a go. So there you have it, the homemade ground pod in action. Easy, quick, and cheap to make. So that's it for me. I'm Doug McKinlay for Adorama TV. Don't forget, you can also subscribe to Adorama TV for more great videos. And tell us what you think. You can like, comment, or share in this video. And please stop by the Adorama Learning Center for more great tips and tricks.